joining me. This is going to be a beginner intermediate Pilates reformer session. I am working on a balanced body reformer with the option of 3 red springs, 1 yellow, and 1 blue. You won't need any equipment unless you prefer to have a ball or a towel when we're resting our head for side leg booty work later. But I was able to do it without the equipment, so you should be fine. Grab your water, set your intention, and let's do this. Thanks for showing up for yourself today, and thank you for watching. Alrighty, we're gonna start with footwork. I've got on 3 red springs and a yellow spring on a balanced body machine. I have my headrest up for comfort. We're gonna come lying down with the head in the headrest, feet on the foot bar with the heels wide on the bar. Hands by your side, heels wide on the bar in a second sumo position, externally rotated. From here, you're gonna squeeze your glutes. You're gonna press all the way out. Extend the legs. Hi, Mayflower. Go lay down. Inhale, resist it. Good. So you squeeze the glutes to lengthen, because it's not just about the quads. Press out and resist it. Yes, that's your mama. Good. Squeeze your glutes, press out. Inhale, resist in. Out and resist in. You really want to draw those heels towards each other so that you activate those inner thighs. Spine is in neutral, so there'll be that natural curve in your lower back. Pressing out and resisting in. Let's do 2 more. Last 2. And 1. Good, now from here we're gonna come halfway down, controlled pulses, pulse. Good, squeezing your glutes and pulling those heels towards each other, activating to the inner thighs. Squeeze your glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend all the way out, squeeze. And resist all the way in. Let's come with the heels all the way together. Squeeze your heels, knees, and ankle bones together. Keep them glued together. From here, squeeze your glutes, press out, and resist in. Out, and resist in. Squeezing from the booty as you lengthen. I want you to focus on reaching through the crown of your head. And naturally, you're going to press to your outside heels. That's going to work your calves and your lower legs. Try to press to your inside heels, and you'll feel almost instantly that it transfers the weight from your calves to your inner thighs and your PMO muscle, which is so much more beneficial if you ask me. Good. For 5, really resistant. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come halfway down. We're going to take a nice isometric hold. Lift your right leg up into a tabletop and squeeze that left glute. Good. Breathe. You're going to feel a nice quad burn here. But also, if you actively focus on squeezing your glute, you're going to feel that connection as well. Holding it. From here, reach the leg out, the right leg out to a 45-degree angle, and back to tabletop. And out to a 45. I like external rotation, and in. 4 more. 4. That quad's on fire. And 3. And 2. Extending out through the toes. And 1. Good, put that foot down and switch to the other side. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Your right heel is on the foot bar and you're squeezing that right glute. Sometimes a nice physical tap will activate the muscle if you can't get it to engage. My quad is on fire. Good, breathe. And from here, we're gonna add that extension. So you're gonna reach the leg out to a 45 and bend in. Press out and bend to 90 degrees. Good. Now, as you're doing this, you want to think about focusing on pointing the foot, not just pointing the toes. Last 4. And 3. My quad's burning. 2. And 1. Good. Bring that leg down. Press all the way out. Extend. Woo. And come all the way in. First position right away off the bat. Lift the heels. Squeeze your glutes. Press out. And resist in. Extending through those legs. Feet are a fist distance apart. Heels are lifted and squeezing together. You're in a nice tight external rotation. Knees are going to be about the width of your shoulders. Good. Out. And resist in. For 5. Those legs should be warmed up. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. We're going to come halfway down and you're going to pulse. Focus on the pulse at the down. Pulse down. Good. Keep breathing. Keep wrapping the thighs around the outside of the legs. Staying connected to your core. And squeezing those heels together. Good. 4. 3. 2. Press all the way out on 1. And come all the way in. Last set here, parallel. Feet are going to be a fist distance apart. You're going to be on your toes. Lift the heels. And from here, you're going to squeeze your glutes, press out, and resist in. You want to fight to keep those heels lifted. Make sure the knees are tracking straight up towards the ceiling. You're pushing evenly through both legs. And this is also a set where you naturally will press out to the outside pinky toes. But if you'd like to work those inner thighs and PMO, I'd press into those big toes if I were you. We're also warming up the ankles and strengthening the ankles for the calf raises that come next for 4. Good. And 3. 2. And 1, we're going to come halfway down, keep the carriage absolutely still. Just lower and lift those heels. Good. Bring range of motion to that ankle, to your ankles. Because I have 2. Good. For 4. And 3. 2. Now lift the heels, just pulse it out. A little extra burn there. Good. Squeezing your glutes as you pulse. For 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way out. Legs are straight, and then calf raises. Lower those heels and squeeze to lift. Good. Reaching your heels through the foot bar and then lifting as high as you can. And I like to get a glute squeeze on the way up. Good. Connecting to your core. We're going to speed this up in a second. Good. 2 more like this. And 1. Now fast for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee, dig your right heel below the foot bar. Good, we're going to go into running or prancing, so stay connected to your lower abdominals. You're going to lift and switch, switch, switch. Keeping up the pace, but connecting to your lower abdominals to stabilize those hips. When you have that lower belly burn, you know you're doing it. Yes, you're going to feel your calves, but you can also feel that lower belly burn. Oh, there it is. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just take a nice stretch. Bending that right knee, digging the left heel below the foot bar. Breathe. Good, now from here, lift and switch to the other side. Breathe into that stretch. It feels glorious. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, come all the way in. Let's come up. We're going to do a spring change. So, we're going to do arms. So whatever typically you would do for your arms, I'm going to do one red, one yellow today because I'm going to be in the shoulder straps. You can do a red and a blue if you have the balanced body springs. You could do one heavy spring. It's about knowing your body and knowing your machine that you're working on. So I'm going to grab my short straps. Arms straight up towards the ceiling. Legs are at tabletop. You're going to imprint the spine, scoop the belly. From here, you're going to squeeze your arms as you press down and resist up. Good. You're working through the lats as you lengthen through those fingertips, press down and resist up. It's a little bit harder to hear me because if you're really pressing your rib cage down, you're going to be connecting to your core. You're going to feel your abdominals working. Or if you're just laying there, you're just going to be like, what? Not feeling your abdominals. But if you're pressing the rib cage down actively, scooping the belly, imprinting the spine, you're going to get a more total body connection. If you squeeze the legs together, you'll feel the inner thighs. Last two. And one. Now we're going to add an abdominal curl. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the arms down. Bring the head and shoulders off the mat. And resist down. If you want, you can extend the legs as well. Head and shoulders off the mat. Extend the legs out. Hold. And resist down. Scoop that belly as you lift. And resist down. Good. 4 more like this. Only lifting to the shoulder blades off the mat. Extending energy through your toes. This is 3. And 2. There's a nice hold at the top. And last one, hold. Let's swim those legs. Scooping the belly, looking towards your thighs. Reaching through your fingertips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees to tabletop. Relax the head down. Straight into arm circles. Press the arms down. Open the arms to a T. And all the way up. Good. 3 more times this direction. You want to make sure you're pressing that rib cage down and keeping the shoulders down the back. 2 more. Staying connected. Now we'll go the other direction. Arms are at a T. You're going to squeeze your hands towards your hips. Lift the arms up. And then open back to the T. Last 3. Squeeze those legs together. 2. And 1. Good, arms are up. Inhale, we're going to go into building and coordination. Exhale, press out to your perfect 100 position. Head and shoulders off the mat, legs out to a 45, and resist down. Abdominals are waking. And make sure you have that 1/2 inch away from the shoulder rest so you can stay lifted. And lengthen. And resist down. Good, 3 more like that. Press out to perfect 100. Hold. And resist down. 2 more. Lengthen. And resist down. Last one. Lengthen. And resist down. Now we're adding on. Press out to perfect 100 position. Hold. Open, close those legs with control. And back down. Good. 3 more like that. Press out to perfect 100 position. Hold. Open, close those legs with control. And resist down. 3 more. Press out to perfect 100. Open, close. And resist down. Scooping that belly as you lift. And resist down. 2 more. Resisting down. Last one. And we add on. Open, close. And resist down. I actually did the next piece. From here, you're gonna press out to perfect 100 position, hold. Open, close those legs with control. Stay lifted as you bend the knees to tabletop. And resist down. Good. Press out to perfect 100 position, hold. Open, close those legs with control. Resist those knees to tabletop. And resist down. Press out to perfect 100 position, hold. Open, close those legs. Bend the knees to tabletop. And resist down. 2 more like that. Perfect 100, hold. Open, close those legs. Bend the knees to tabletop. And resist down. Last one. Press out to perfect 100, hold. Open, close those legs. Bend the knees to tabletop. And resist down. Now, I'm gonna just structure myself here, making sure my shoulders are 1 inch down from the shoulder rest, because we're gonna do full coordination. So a little break there. Arms are up, legs are at tabletop. Inhale, exhale, press out to perfect 100 position, hold. Open, close those legs with control. Bend and resist the knees. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Press out to perfect 100. Open, close those legs. Bend the knees in. Bend the elbows. Press back out to perfect 100. You got this. Open, close the legs. Bend the knees. Elbows. Press out to perfect 100. 3 more. Open, close. With resistance. Knees. Bend the elbows. Perfect 100. 2 more. You got this. Open, close. Knees. Elbows. Last time. Press out. Hold. Open, close. Knees. Elbows. Press out to perfect 100. Hold. And resist down. All right, let's peg those straps. And we're gonna move on. So, we're gonna set up for booty work. Let's see where my timing's at. So I'm going to do 2 red springs on my balance body machine. 2 red springs. And I'm gonna grab a little ball. If you don't have that at home, you can roll up a little towel. Grab that real fast. And my headrest is up, my ball's a little inflated, so once I get down, I'll see where I can get it to where my spine is in neutral. You could also do this without any sort of ball. Maybe I'll do that. Headrest down. And you are gonna come lying down with your hips stacked to the back of the mat. And I would start facing the TV if I were you. Your bottom leg is gonna be resting down. You're gonna bring your top leg, the heel, to the end of the foot bar. And that is going to be lifted so that your knee is in line with your heel, your knee is in line with your hip. I've got my forearm bent so that my neck is in line with my spine, whereas if it's straight, my neck won't be in line with my spine. From there, you want to make sure that you're lifting your rib cage up and keeping your hips stacked. Good. Now from here, we're going to start moving. You're going to squeeze your glute, and you're just going to press out and resist in. Nice. So we're gonna work the booty right now. We're gonna work the glute mid and glute med. So we're gonna work a little bit outer hip, outer thigh, outer glute. You're also gonna be connecting to your obliques by making sure that your spine is in alignment and keeping that rib cage lifted up. Good. Just working the booty. So you really wanna make sure that you're resisting on the way in, because the springs are naturally going to help you come in. So you want to make sure you're getting that work on that eccentric and concentric part of the contraction of the workout, of the exercise. Good. Squeeze your glute as you press out and resist as you come in. You want the foot flexed or in neutral for 4. And you want to make sure your hips not coming in as you're coming in. You want to make sure the hips stay stacked, so that your body stays in neutral alignment, even while doing the exercise. Last 3, my booty's starting to burn. And 2, And 1. Now we're going to come halfway down and you're just going to pulse. Good. Squeeze your glute as you press. Good. Press. The booty is burning. It should be awakening for you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way out. And come all the way in. Now, if it wasn't burning, that might be because you weren't in the right position or you don't have the right springs to challenge you. But first check with your positioning. Now we're going to externally rotate the leg. So as you turn out the leg, make sure you don't let that hip drop back. So hips are going to stay stacked, and you're still going to work on reaching your rib cage up. So you have that little natural curve. Good. From here, knees facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to squeeze your glute, press out, and resist it. Now, not everybody is going to have the same range of motion in their hip. So if somebody's turnout might be all the way up here with their hip stacks or a little bit lower. You got to work with what you got. And you know your body better than anybody. Good. Squeeze in that glute before you even press off the foot bar. Press out and resist in. And I like to focus on pressing to my outside heel because you don't want to be internally rotating. You're staying in this external rotation. For 4 and 3, my leg is shaking. 2 and 1. We're gonna come halfway down and we're gonna pulse. Yes, going for that pulse. Good. Squeeze. Still lifting through the rib cage, still connecting to your core for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way out. And come all the way in. Nice. If you need to pound it out, you can. We're going to go to the toes. So this is going to challenge the ankles. So back to the first position where we're in parallel, only this time we're not on our heel, we're going to be on the toes. Heel is lifted, neck is in line with the spine, reaching your rib cage, hips are stacked, knee is the height of your hip. You're going to press out and resist in. Squeezing the glute before you even press off from the foot bar. And extend that leg. Good. Out and resist in. This feels good. Don't worry, we'll stretch after all this. For 5 and 4, 3. Make sure you're breathing, bringing oxygen to those muscles. 2, relaxing your shoulders. And 1, good, you're gonna come halfway down, keep the carriage absolutely still. We're just gonna lower and lift that heel. Nice. So nice isometric hold. My other leg is already burning because it's working to keep you stabilized. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift that heel, press all the way out. Oh, and come in. Nice. Last set here. We're going to externally rotate the leg on the toes. So, turned out foot, hips are stacked, rib cage is lift. From here, press out and resist in. Good. Out and resist in. Check in that your spine is in neutral. Your hips are stacked. You're lifting your rib cage. You're resisting on the way in. Press out and resist in. For 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to come in and we're going to pulse. Press. 2 inches out, 2 inches in, pulse. Ooh, it's burning, it's shaking. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way out. And come all the way in. Nice. We're going to come on our back into a nice figure 4 stretch. So lay on your back. Bring your heel over your knee. Pull the knee in. Breathing into it. Good. Now we're going to do pretzel stretch. You're going to cross your knees and then grab your ankles. My favorite stretch. I don't know if I can get my head all the way down today. Breathing into it. All right, let's release, and now we got to do that all to the other side. So you're going to see my back side. Make sure the camera's still rolling. Yes, okay. All right, we're going to set up for the other side. So you're going to come lying down. I'm going to use my forearm instead of a pillow or towel. You want to stack your hips to the back of the mat. This is nice because you can see the placement. Booties to the camera. Reach your rib cage up so you're connected to those obliques. Your heel's on the foot bar. Your knee is in line with your hip and the height of your hip. And from here, you're going to squeeze your glute, press out, and resist in. Now, as you're pressing out, you want to make sure that knee is tracking right in line with the heel. So you don't want your foot too far back. You never want your knees to be going over your toes. Good. Keeping your hips stacked. Squeezing from your glutes as you press out and resisting as you come in. There we go. Keep going, guys. I can't see you, but I know you're with me. Out and resist in. Good. Work that booty. For 4. And 3, 2, and 1. Good, you're going to come halfway down, and you're going to pulse. Pulse. Squeezing from that glute as you press. Good, and this might start to burn faster than the other side because this leg was already working to support you on the other side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way out and come all the way in. Good. Now we're going to do that external rotation. So you're going to turn out the foot, keep the hips stacked, and make sure that ribcage is still reaching up. Spine is in neutral, and from here you're going to press out and resist in. Good. Squeeze that glute. Also try to press more to your outside part of your heel, keeping those hips stacked so you don't want to turn out so deeply that you're like this. You want to keep those hips stacked so you're feeling that contraction in that outer hip, outer thigh, outer glute area. Good. Out and resist in. Make sure your cage is still reaching up. Relaxing your shoulders for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come halfway down, and you're going to pulse. There's nice squeezes, really getting into the muscle, working that lactic acid. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, press all the way out. And come all the way in. Nice, I'm going to take a moment to pound it out. We've got that last 2 sets where we're going to be on the toes. We're going to start in the parallel position, toes on the foot bar, heel is lifted, knee is the height of your hip, hips are stacked. Reaching your rib cage up, you're going to squeeze your glute, press out, and resist in. Make sure that knee is facing, the kneecap is facing out. For example, for me, it's facing towards the butterfly wall. So you don't want it to internally or externally rotate in any of the movement. Your leg is going to stay in parallel. Fighting to keep that heel lifted and resisting as you come in. For 4. And 3. You guys are doing great. We're almost there. 2. And 1. Good. Come halfway down. Keep the carriage absolutely still. You're just going to lower and lift that heel. Good. Breathe into it. Keeping those hips stacked. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lift that heel, press all the way out. And come all the way in. Nice. We've got our last little set here. Still on the toes. We're going to externally rotate. Keeping the hips stacked. Rib cage is lifted. From here, you're going to press out and resist in. Woo, that baby's burning. Relaxing your shoulders. Staying connected and focused on the exercise that you're doing. That's how you're going to gain the most out of it, by staying grounded and focused in the present moment. Good. Out and resist in. For 4. And 3. It's burning. 2. And 1. Good. Come halfway down. Last set of pulsing. Pulse. Pulse. Finishing strong for 5. 4. I'm shaking. 3. 2. And 1. Press all the way out. And come all the way in. Nice. Come lying down on your back for a nice figure 4 stretch. So this right here on my side, on this left leg for me, is almost enough of a stretch, just putting the heel over the knee. So if you'd like, you can grab behind the leg and relax the head all the way down. I don't think I can get my head all the way down. But really get into that stretch. Whatever's right for your body for that day. It changes from day to day. So just love yourself for showing up for yourself and for the progress you've made. Because half the battle is getting yourself to do it and making the time. Good, now cross your knees and grab your ankles for your pretzel stretch. Guess I'm grabbing my shins. Hey, it's what my body needs today. All right, let's come up. Let's see. So we're just gonna get a little lateral bending. We're gonna go into Mermaid. I'm gonna go on 1 rib spring. Let's bring your left leg up against the shoulder rest. Your right leg is going to be parallel with the mat. Your right hand's gonna be on your foot bar and your left arm's gonna be out. You're gonna be tall, inhale, exhale, press away from the bar and extend out. Make sure you're planting that left butt cheek or sit bone into the mat. So you don't wanna lift it up, it presses down. And then come up, bring the hand to the headrest and bend over. Good, one more time. Hand on the foot bar, press out and reach, feeling that nice stretch. And come all the way up. Press your hand on the headrest and stretch. This is so nice. Good, we're gonna come up, we're gonna do that to the other side. All right, so your right leg is level with the shoulder rest. Your butt cheeks are down. This one is a little bit tighter. Left arm on the foot bar, right arm is out. Lift up and stretch over. And come up. hand to the headrest and stretch. Good, come all the way up. And last set. Plant that left butt cheek or right butt cheek down. And come up and stretch over. All right. Let's come to one rep spring. Hands are going to be on the shoulder, on the foot bar. Feet are up against the shoulder rest. You're going to bring your hips down so you're kind of like in a kneeling plank. And from here, in a neutral spine, you're going to slowly press out. And resist in. Nice and slow. You might see me shaking because I am, because I'm keeping my core greatly engaged. Down. And slowly up. Good. You can even make this lighter, which will make it even more challenging. Extend open through the chest as you come up. And resist. Down. And slowly up, opening through the chest. Shaking the whole way. When you're shaking, it doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're working. Scoot that belly. Press on the bar as you lift and extend. Open through the chest. Pull it all the way in. Last one. Out. And extend. And come back. Come to a child's pose. Just lower it down, stretch open through the chest. Head towards the springs. Good. Woo, round your back. You can even do a nice little bit of a tug from the foot bar. And come down. Thanks for joining me for this workout today, guys. There'll be many more in the future. If you have any certain requests for focusing on different areas of the body or different exercises to strengthen different muscles, feel free to leave them in the comments, or if you have any questions. Thanks for working out with me.